See, it's going to mess me up is that you went to 3. Now I'm going to say 3 instead of 6.
No,
All right.
3 and 6 is 9.
So it's definitely episode 6.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Season 4, episode 6. I'm vlogging with Tempo. I'm Mark. And I'm here today with former University of Monticello, Arkansas baseball great Haley Hogan.
Yep, that's me. Yeah. We were the Boll Weevils, in case you're wondering.
I knew you'd love the intro.
Yeah.
So, what are we talking about today?
Inside sales, I think. I'm not sure. We might switch to Arkansas. Monticello.
We could do that. Inside sales is tight.
Yeah, it's more relevant.
For the uninitiated,
Mhm.
what is inside sales?
So you could do 2 things, right? You have a person inside. The traditional inside sales is someone is going through quotes, looking at what they can follow up with, and calling out and seeing if there's still interest. The other is the new way a lot of people are moving to is call by call management from inside. So the technicians are following their process, and they're checking in. And this is one of the processes. They're checking in with their inside salesperson throughout the call. So when they show up, when they present, or when they diagnose the issue, what they're going to go over, and how the call went. Then some are following it all the way through, and then the inside salesperson on call by call management is actually selling the job for technician.
Got it. So they would be able to get all the information because they're out there right then and there to be able to do that, whereas traditional inside sales would be solely based on follow-up.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Is inside sales dead? There you go. That's Jumping the Shark. That's the season title or episode title, I imagine.
It could be.
Couldn't
We'll get with ours on that one.
We'll find out.
Yep.
I'll do the thumbnail like this.
I like that. Yeah.
All right.
No, it is not. I don't believe. I do think call by call management, if you do it where you're selling systems, there's. Well, I'm just going to go straight to call by call management, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely.
For now. All right. So, the process that I went over a second ago of technicians in the home, and they diagnose everything, and then they get on the phone with the homeowner, or a lot of people are doing it on FaceTime. So the technician will hand the homeowner the iPad. They'll be on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever it is. They'll present all the options. What I see, if you're selling systems, or I don't really know about the repairs, but if you're selling systems over the phone, your average ticket is going to drop versus in person. Not a lot, but it will drop. It's hard for people to listen and follow what you're saying if you're presenting multiple options. So that's why I'm still a firm believer in person. But there's a big convenience factor in the call by call management, because you don't have to wait on somebody to show up later.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point for the customer service, where if from a customer service side, the less obstacles to getting that order fulfilled, right? For the customer, it leads to the better experience, right? Yeah. I think everybody knows, and I think it's important, especially with people who have very busy schedules.
Yeah.
That they can get things done as efficiently as possible is a very efficient way to go.
Yep.
For the traditional inside sales, right? If you were doing something along those lines, I'd be looking at like trying to get just the reset.
For a system replacement,
Yeah.
I'd probably look to get a reset. some people don't want to do that, like homeowners, right? They're like, I don't want to spend even more time waiting around. So you're gonna have more and more homeowners that are gonna not want to reset, and you're gonna have to quote them over the phone. The trick is gonna be like, how do you um, give them all your options and have them follow? Um, if you're following up like it's an outbound call and they're not expecting it, asking them to jump on a Zoom so you can like show the options is going to be hard. If you set a time, that's a little different. They do that in solar. They sell over Zoom in solar successfully. But our industry isn't there yet.
Well, I think the other thing is when you're dealing with some of these things, yeah, I'm not to diminish it or anything like that. They're more cookie cutter type options.
Yeah.
They're to get the job right and do it right the first time. You only got one crack.
Yeah.
I think that's what differentiates the best contractors from some of the good contractors is the thoroughness and being precise and getting the job done right the first time.
Yep.
At bare bones minimum.
Yeah.
Presenting the options that would lead to the best job possible with what you got. And since every house is slightly different when you're dealing with residential, all those options are going to be a little bit different. So there's a challenge there. So if you were to say your conversion rate for like a traditional CA, and then you had a person assigned for follow-ups in inside sales, what is the normal, just from a conversion rate in the industry, not necessarily ours? It's just, what's the conversion rate for a CA?
So the goal is 57% combined between marketed leads and turnovers, right? So turnovers are somewhere around 75-85% should close on a turnover from a technician, especially if you do it right. Meet them on the job site while they're there, and you're both there. But
totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Be a new customer.
And the marketing, if it's a marketed lead, those are somewhere, depending on the lead source, anywhere from 30 to 40, maybe 45%. Because if it's a marketed lead, they've already most likely gotten a quote from someone, thought it was high, or maybe they just didn't like the person, whatever it was. So now they're shopping. So they've probably already called 2 or 3 others. If you're the first one, then you have to overcome that. So
if you're at like, let's just say 30% on a marketed lead, right? In other words, the customer sees from an advertisement or whatever and calls directly and says, hey, I want a system quote. And we go out, the company goes out, a rep provides a quote, comfort advisor, how specialist, whatever you want to call it. Need to think about it. Doesn't get necessarily a reset. It's or even gets a no or not at this time type thing. Then so now we have a pool of 70% of those. All right. What would you think? And I'm sure there's no studies on this, but what would you think in earning a reset, a qualified inside salesperson could achieve off that 70%?
You could probably strive for 10% reset. On marketed leads, on turnovers, maybe 20. If it's not sold, that's going to be pretty rare. That's not sold. So they're already a customer, most likely. But I would probably want to see 10% on marketed leads. By following up, this could even be your happy call. So if you have an inside salesperson, they could potentially do happy calls. That's not the traditional thing they do, but you could do that, and they could open the door again for people and see if they're interested. I've done it in the past. It's possible.
Brings up another topic, maybe another whole episode.
Ooh, maybe
got deep into it, but at that point, I think this is where I'm going with it mentally. Is let's just say that you had a team of people normally that are calling from your call center to do your happy call. Totally another episode. But is part of their process would be to look at what needs follow up on, ask the question, have you given more thought or whatever that would look like. I'm sure that you've Probably have a script for it. I don't know it off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
And then at what stage of the game, I think, is the question every company needs to ask is, when can another salary be brought on to have a specialist that just independently does that and pulling that follow-up out of a happy call or a follow-up from a manager or whatever. That's on me.
Oops.
Brief break.
So when I say like that 10% number, right? What goes into that is, and this happens more times than you expect. When you're following up, if you're the person that's following up, you're going to get a lot of rejection. So whoever is this inside salesperson, they gotta love rejection, because they're gonna get 90% no's. But they're already, if it's on a replacement or a repair, it's already done most of the time, like 80% of the time. It's that 25% of people that it was still kind of working, that haven't done anything. That's those ones that you have to convert to a potential follow-up lead. And doing that takes practice.
The reps. You get the reps here?
Yep.
Well, I think we're right about at that for the inside sales. So, follow-up question again.
Okay.
Is inside sales dead?
No.
There's plenty of room for that.
Lots of room.
AI's not going to take it?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
They will take the follow-up.
Oh, I could see that.
Yeah.
Right. And it could be a very efficient way to do it if you've got the right processes in place. Following up, I think, is super important, because if you've come out, you may run out of time on the service call with the person who's going to make the decision. They may need to assess with somebody else. This is mostly on the repair side, but occasionally on a system quote.
Yeah.
But when all that happens, I got somebody touching base with them in a good amount of time can get to the point where their customer service experience is really high, because people get busy. They forget about repairs that have been recommended. And the next time they call, especially if it's just hanging in on there by a thread, is when it's broken. And, that's in the middle of the night. And, it's no fun to go a night without AC, or when the guy gets out there, says he needs to order parts. So the follow-up is awesome. It's super important, and it's a great way to maximize your customer experience. That will be it for today's episode.
Ooh, maybe AI next time.
Maybe AI.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe happy call.
Yep.
No way to know. We'll have to see next week. Like, comment, subscribe.
5 stars.
5 stars. And we'll see you again next week.
All right.